How you doing, guys? Got Jansen here. In this very special video, I'm going to essentially teach you guys, or show you at least, how I used to help lawyers quit smoking. If you know my background, and I've talked about this very often in the majority of my videos, my background for well over a decade was helping high-paid lawyers to quit smoking on their lunch break. So as you can imagine, the most common question I get is, how do I do that? How can I copy that, Scott? I want to work with lawyers. I want to help smokers. How did you do it so quickly and successfully and also grow your business? Now, most people would think that in order to help somebody quit smoking, you would just go to a course that teaches you how to help people quit smoking. And it's very common in our therapy industry. It might teach you timeline, it might be a regression, it might even be a hypnosis script, which I'm never a fan of, but it might be just that, it might be giving out audios, might be things like that. But unfortunately, if you've ever done one of those courses before, you'll notice that where is all the concentration on? Well, all the concentration is on the therapy intervention. And while theoretically that sounds correct, it is not the way to help people quit smoking. Myself, used to use, and as you can see on the screen here now, there are 11 steps to help someone quit smoking. But beyond that, it's not about, in my mind anyway, it wasn't just about helping people quit smoking. Anyone can do that. Anyone can learn that. We actually teach that in all of our ACH training programs and our MAC training programs. That's the easy part. But how do you turn this into a business? How do you get the clients? How do you have the pre-setup, the post-setup? What are all the things that you can do so when a client comes in for that therapy intervention, the majority of the work is done? Now, notice what I said there. We teach this in our ACH program as well. I'm not here to talk about that program. We always tell our students this, that by the time your clients come to see you, if you follow all of these first 7 steps, as you can see, the 8th step is the therapy intervention. Those 7 steps before and those 3 steps after are what completely transform a client's life. And in this case, the stop smoking client. It's not about the therapy. The therapy is the least important part. Now, coming from a therapy trainer, that sounds even weird to say, but it is so true. It's why you've been to those training courses that say stop smoking technique. And sure, your clients might come in. You might have a low paying client of like $100 or $150, which is pretty much like the industry standard for helping someone quit smoking. But then you've got to give them lifetime guarantees. You've got to give them the audios. You can say, like, in 3 years' time, if you start smoking, and you can come on back. And not only that, it's the multiple sessions, all the stuff that turned into something can be so simple into something so complex and complicated. And this is why the first 7 steps are what set up the therapy intervention. We say that by the time a client shows up, they are 97% therapized. Now, it's a silly word that we've made up, but it's to prove that 97% of the work is done. 97% of the work is done even before they come to the therapy. Think about that, what that does for you long term as a business owner trying to grow their business. One of the biggest reasons why therapists cannot grow their business, aside from price and not niching and not how to use social media and things like that, is they don't make enough money to grow the business. And it's too much work to spend hour upon hour, session upon session with that client. This is why our students right now can do 20-minute stop smoking sessions, half an hour stop smoking sessions, 1 session, that's it, never see the client again. And that client never comes back. And in fact, that client sends them tons of referrals. And they're able to grow their business to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a month. It's because of this reason right here. The therapy intervention is the least important part of helping someone quit smoking. Keep that in mind, guys. Now, you might not know this, but we have our upcoming 3-hour, I should say, I nearly said 3-day, 3-hour stop smoking masterclass coming up on the 29th of March. It's only $97 Australian, guys. And we're going to be going through all of these 11 steps. But notice what it says: 11 step stop smoking protocol, SSM, which is stop smoking mastery, business. There's no point just learning how to help someone quit smoking if you can't get the clients, if you don't have the protocol to have this set up, if you don't have the business set up, if you don't even know how to attract these people, how to get a price, how to sell, and all the pre and post setup and so much more, which is what turns this into a viable business, guys. Okay. But as I mentioned before, and as you can see, the therapy intervention is the least important part. So if you're going to these other training programs to learn that stop smoking technique, what are you going to learn? You're going to learn that. Then they send you on your way and you go out in the industry with another qualification, which you could have learned anyway. And what? Clients don't come kicking down your door. You don't even know how to get the clients. You don't even know how to scale the business. I'm always of the thought there's no point learning one thing if I cannot turn it into a business. Now, sure, I was great at helping people quit smoking because I used ACH. I didn't use the scripts. I've done enough videos on that, guys. And I had to get really good at the therapy intervention. but I was good at that, but I didn't know how to run the business. I didn't know how to set up. I was still making no money. Brilliant at helping people quit smoking, but had no clients. So on this $97 masterclass, guys, it's 3 hours. It's probably even going to go more than that. Plus you get the recording. You'll get all the cool bonuses that we always give with all of our programs. It's going to be a big program. We're all going to cover a lot of detail. Let's turn this into a business. Let's turn this into your first $1,500 stop smoking client. Yes, our students right now are earning between $1,500 all the way up to $5,000 for a stop smoking client. And then they need to see that client for maybe one session, 45 minutes, half an hour, maybe an hour max, and never see that client again. And that client sends them high price referrals. And that's actually part of one of the systems in these 11 steps, guys, that we're going to be showing you. Let's turn this into a viable business. So guys, if you're interested to come along, I'll leave a link below. But guys, this is how I did it. Now, sure, I could have spent the next 3 hours making slides and teaching you every single step, guys, of how I did it. But let's turn this into a masterclass where I can focus my attention on you guys for a small amount of people in a group. And we're going to show this step by step by step. So you walk away not only knowing how to help people quit smoking, and just as a side note, guys, any stop smoking technique that you know can be put into number 8, which is therapy intervention. You don't have to know ACH. You don't have to know MAC. I suggest you do because it's the quickest way to get these results. But you can put timeline in it. You can put coaching. You can put the audios and the scripts in here. This is not a therapeutic training. It's taking what you currently know. So yes, you have to have some qualifications or some know-how. It's not a therapy training. If you want to learn our therapy training, come along to our next ACH program, which is coming up in the next couple of months. Come to that. But this is all the other things. It's the 97% that nobody else is teaching you, nobody else has taught you or even knows it. It's beyond just the techniques, guys. That's coming up on the 29th of March. I'll leave a link below. So as I mentioned, guys, therapy of any kind is step number 8, not step number 1. If you just concentrate on the therapy intervention as the only thing you have to do to help people quit smoking, you're going to attract very low quality clients. And I guarantee your refunds will be astronomical. Client unhappiness will be astronomical. You'll be forever chasing low price clients and you'll never get this business off the ground. Why? Because I used to be like that and I've seen it throughout the industry for well over the last decade, guys, okay? So therapy of any kind, timeline, regression, visualization, whatever you can think of, can be put as number 8. We're not teaching you that part. We have therapy trainings for that, like I mentioned. But if you just concentrate on this part and you only learn this part, your business will suffer. Most are taught just step 8. It's low success rate without the pre and post setup. The pre is all the numbers up to number 7. It's all the parts. After that, it's the last 3. That's the pre and post. If you skip any of these steps, your sessions, your business is doomed to fail, guys. And this has been battle tested in the industry. It's exactly what I did to help these lawyers. Most are not taught the setup, which I said is 97% therapized. Think about this. If you get a very high paying client, which we're going to show you how to do, we'll give you all the steps, or there's part of the steps we've got in this protocol and many other things, of course. If they show up 97% changed inside of their mind, think how quickly it will be to work with that client. Think of how easy, even the worst hypnosis technique, and yes, I'm happy to say this, the worst hypnosis technique can make this work because they're 97% therapized inside the head. If your client just shows up and all you have is step number 8, they are 100% non-therapized, and it's why it takes so goddamn long and people struggle. I know there are trainers out there right now that tell their students that stop smoking is really hard with clients. No, it's not. They say you should avoid these things because stop smoking, that's just showing their expertise of how they never were able to crack that code. Helping people quit smoking is the easiest niche out there. It is the easiest, and it's probably one of the most high-paying ones if you get this right, but it requires 11 steps. So they're not taught the setup, which is 97% therapized, why it's taking you so goddamn long to help clients. They're not taught how to get the clients. That's the most important part. And believe it or not, guys, getting the client is part of therapizing your clients before they show up. Seems a bit illogical, but all of these steps make up the entire thing. And here's the thing, guys, when you come along to this masterclass, think about this. Let's take a step aside from quitting smoking. We know when a client says, Scott, I want to quit smoking. What are they telling us? They're telling us a symptom. That's just their guess. And we know we don't heal the smoking. We know we fix what we call the root cause, or what we call the unconscious payoff. So what if we were intelligent enough, which I know you guys all are, that if we could take these same 11 steps and apply it to anxiety niche, the fear niche, the money blocks niche, the relationship problem niche, whatever niche you can think of, there are thousands upon thousands, not tens of thousands of niches out there. You can use these same 11 steps. So think about what I'm saying here. We're going to be focusing on the smoking because that's my expertise. But I'm also going to show you guys how you can use this for every single niche, no matter who, how, what, or when of your clients, where they are, what they're suffering from. These 11 steps, yes, can be used for every niche out there. So think of the value that you're getting for this masterclass.